Morning, fellas. Happy Thursday morning to you. Hopefully, everybody's doing well, and hopefully, everybody's week is going well. We got a nice little show on tap today. We got to go ahead and recap 2 days because, of course, we didn't have the show yesterday, which I appreciate. Handful of you guys reaching out and wishing some well wishes on my son. So, tests are complete. We'll just kind of sit back and nervously now wait for the results and see where the things go from there. But I appreciate you guys reaching out right there. So, we'll go ahead and recap what happened on Tuesday and Wednesday in terms of putting in some bets. Then let's get in some bets for today. Let's talk some NFL. Let's go ahead and talk some NHL. Let's talk some NBA as well. And then Premier League is in action today. You've got Fulham welcoming Chelsea to their grounds for its little afternoon Premier League action. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and throw the recap up on for Tuesdays. And I didn't even break out what we had in terms of plays on Tuesday because I was so upset with how Tuesday unfolded. And it wasn't necessarily maybe, obviously losing everything, but it's more like how you lost everything. We, of course, lost 2 anytime goal scorers there in United versus Carlton. Elanga actually scored in that match, but it was ruled for offsides. And Garnacho, took 3 shots in terms of like quality shots. One of them just missed. 2 of them forced the keeper into a good save, so lost both of those right there. Hornets +7. They were down 2 after 3 and then kind of got blown out there in the fourth quarter to lose the game by 12. Then you lose Killian Hayes there on his turnover on Tuesday. NBA teams lose by 31 points. How does an NBA team lose by 31 points? His minutes were a touch reduced, but he also, didn't go over 2.5 turnovers. Same game parlay in the Raptors, put together a 3-legged parlay, kind of bring everybody's advantages that they have, bring them all down. You hit 2 of the 3 legs and you lose the other leg on the hook. Classic parlay style right there. And then the one that made it so I didn't break out all the bets on Tuesday was the Jared Allen, which I went to bed pissed off. I woke up pissed off about Jared Allen. I would rather not really talk about it because I assume I'll get pissed off. I just can't believe the Cavaliers did that. He's all day not on the injury report with an illness. Goes through the walkthrough and then can't make 6 minutes in the game. They got to go ahead and pull him. I don't really want to talk about that. I just get pissed off just thinking about Jared Allen and how disgusting that beat was. So that's how Tuesday unfolded. We moved the page to Wednesday. Wednesday, we swung and missed in soccer all day long. Foden and Alvarez, they couldn't find the back of the net against Southampton. And give Southampton credit. Watch that match. They dominated. Absolutely dominated Manchester City. Manchester City, most of their possession was like in their own defensive or like right around midfield. They had a hard time getting in to Southampton's final third with like quality possession and getting shots. I mean, the whole second half, when they even brought on De Bruyne and Haaland, they had 4 shots, but none of them on target. They couldn't get anything cooking against Southampton. So Southampton deserves all the credit. I would not say that was a bad Manchester City, night. I'm going to give the credit to Southampton, having watched that game. So yeah, those 2 guys don't come through on the goal scoring for us. City don't score in any half, let alone in both halves. PSG first half team total, we needed 2 goals. Hell, they get a goal in the 5th minute. You get a goal in the 5th minute, you think you're going to cruise to a nice plus money cash going up against bottom feeders in League One and Angers, and they don't get a next goal there in the first half, so you lose that one, and then you're on their team total over 2.5. They get 3 goals with the 3rd goal being ruled offsides. That's what happens when you're running cold. So we dropped that parlay. Then Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid certainly saved the night. For the first time in a while, I wasn't just staring all at my phone, just tracking a bet, even a 5-unit bet. I did not track that one at all. I don't even know what period he cashed. I saw this morning when I woke up, he had 8 shots on target when we only needed 4. He got 8. What a dream matchup. The NHL's best player going up against those terrible Ducks. Again, a 5-unit wager. I didn't even spend a second tracking that one throughout the night. So yeah, McDavid comes through, gives us the good 5-unit cash. We're now, of course, 1-1 on 5-unit plays so far in 2023. Down a little bit on the day, and of course down on the week. Had a nice day in arbitrage money. Boy, DraftKings sent out Houston money line, the college basketball team, at even money. You could arbitrage that against multiple sports books at 20-1. So made some arbitrage money, spent some arbitrage money on a 5-legged NBA parlay. Another classic parlay. You hit 4 legs and you lose just 1 leg. But how do we use our arbitrage money? We like to use those in spots where we get a free bet. So not only do we have $24.71 of arbitrage money, we also have a $4.57 free bet to use on DraftKings. Would have wanted that free roll to hit. Thought we were close. It had an over, had an under, a money line, a player prop. And then there was another player prop that fell a little bit short right there. The guy went over when we predicted him to go under. So, yeah, the tough start to 2023 absolutely, full on continues. Let's jump in that comment section. Again, hope everybody's having a great Thursday and having a great week. We'll see what you guys are talking about. Appreciate that, Israel. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been rough. It'll pick up. Yeah, we ain't chasing. I hear you there. Why don't you build up your ARB to 100 and then add a 2 to 3-legged parlay? I would think that would take a while. I hear you. We were close last night. I hear you. That one last night, though, we did bet $4.57, 5-leggered. We just missed on one. Maybe we do start to do that. I like that. It's certainly easier, right, if you reduce the number of legs on parlay. Or maybe you do the four. Maybe you do what I do, or maybe you do kind of combination. Maybe you do a $4.57 parlay, which is what I did last night. But to your suggestion, maybe you keep to 2 to 3 legs, and when that hits, maybe then you roll that over again rather than what you're suggesting, rather than doing a 5-6-legged parlay, which is super difficult, as you accurately say. So nice suggestion there, Professor. Gives us something to think of right there. So morning, DJ. Morning. Let's keep this show on rolling. Let's keep it on rolling. Boy, the NBA will drive you crazy, man. The Jared Allen thing. I don't know if you guys saw the Wizard Bulls game. 62 points in the third quarter, 30 points in the fourth quarter. Man, the swings in the NBA. I don't get the crazy swings and points scored in the NBA. 62 points and then followed up by a 30-point quarter. Just a wild NBA. That shit will age you. That shit will put gray hairs up on you. It'll make you go bald in a hurry. But we're going to go ahead and bounce back today, and it all starts off in the Premier League. You got Fulham taking on Chelsea. Matt and I told you guys we were coming back to doing between the post episodes every week right here on my channel. That's, in fact, what we did yesterday. So we've already talked all 11 games. There's 10 games over the weekend. There's an 11th game today between Fulham and Chelsea. We talked about every single one of these games, so I'm not going to hit you guys with a lot of analysis on today's bet or really any of these bets, because I can see the view count and see that you guys are checking out yesterday's episode of Between the Posts. So let's get a goal fest here in Fulham versus Chelsea. Fully expect that to happen. We'll get plus money at plus 116. We'll do the same thing Friday afternoon in the Premier League between Villa and Leeds. Both teams to score in over 2.5 at plus 120. Brighton on the double chance at minus 127, taking on Liverpool. Forest and Leicester, another match in which I see both teams scoring and goals happening in that one at plus 138. Tottenham Arsenal, we'll just do over 2.5 at minus 122. Brentford team total over 1.5 goals at minus 134. And then Newcastle is going to keep on rolling like they do. They're going to take on Fulham at St. James Park. They'll go ahead and knock them off. In the process, there will be more than 2 goals or 2 or more goals scored in that game at minus 131. So that's how we'll roll this week in the Premier League. Obviously, looking forward to it personally. Looking forward to watching the games, generally speaking, like I do each and every single day. So can't wait for that. Morning, Sean. Morning, Ross. And good morning, Brian. Let's keep the conversation going about the NFL. I did give out some NFL bets. I've given them out, I think, on Tuesday. Yesterday, I gave out my first player prop, which we'll go ahead and do Josh Allen. I uploaded a video for that one. I guess the only thing I'll add to that one is, the reason I didn't do yardage, I see some people commented like, hey, why didn't we do yardage? With Tua being out, now you're getting, Skylar Thompson, a rookie third-string quarterback. This has got a little blowout potential written all over it. I know blowouts don't really generally happen in the playoffs, but you're getting a rookie, a third-string quarterback. This one could get a blowout, so the game plan late, while I think it's going to come in pass heavy in the beginning, because I talked about this excellent Miami Dolphins top 10 rush defense and top 5 rush defense over the course of the last 3 games. It could shift to a run-heavy approach in the second half, into the fourth quarter, if the score, kind of gets out of hand. So just wanted to do this angle. And if the game gets close, okay, then over 1.5 TDs will certainly have a damn good chance in either one, whether it's building the big lead to get to the blowout. I can't imagine them having much success on the ground. Again, justified it. Talked about those Miami Dolphins. Great rush defense they've had all season, and really just has improved here late in the season. So we'll do Josh Allen over 1.5 touchdowns at minus 154, minus 154. I like that one so much. The line hasn't moved. Maybe that becomes a 2-unit play. But again, I'm still going through all the player props, and maybe we spread our money around a couple guys, or maybe we don't, because just the lines are so much sharper by the time you get in these playoffs, and maybe we drop another unit on Allen, it's still at minus 154 over on BetMGM. So as of now, that's what we'll roll in the NFL, and certainly look forward to adding some more plays, as it gets closer. Under 3.5. All right, Israel. Well, let's hit the middle, as they say. How about that, man? Can we get just 3 goals exactly? A little 2-1 finish, and I know you're a Chelsea supporter. Let's get a good Chelsea 2-1 win, and everybody will go home happy right there. What's the bet for Jason for today? We're getting there. We are getting there. We're getting there. Oh, if you're replying to maybe my Twitter where I said I found a hidden gem, that was not clickbait. I was looking at the wrong thing, and we'll talk about it here, but I'm going to bet a new bet today called Blocks and Steals, and BetMGM's layout is obviously different than DraftKings, and I was confused, so it wasn't clickbait on the tweet, but there is no hidden gem. I think it's definitely still a gem, but not a hidden gem in terms of price-wise, which is what I indicated on the tweet. So if that's what you're referring to, Adrian, I don't have a hidden gem at a good plus money price. We should put together a Bills parlay. Yes, sir. I like the sound of that, Ryan. I like where your head's at. So we will definitely be doing that. I know on Saturday on DraftKings, you get another one of those like Wednesday NBA no sweat bets. So whatever bet we put in on Saturday, we have a chance then to earn a free bet should it lose. That's not the goal, obviously, to get that free bet back. But yeah, there's going to be a Bills parlay. Again, it's going to be a pass-heavy approach. Look at what they've done in the 2 games where we've already played the Dolphins. Obviously, this is our 3rd matchup. They were pass-heavy in those first 2 games. There's a reason they were pass-heavy in those first 2 games. Go look up the numbers. We talked about it on yesterday's video. Just a great rush defense there for the Dolphins. So, yeah, we'll cook something up. But I do think you got to temper the yardage. This is a good day for an alt line, because if the score gets out of whack, then they resort to run defense just so they can bleed the clock. So Magic beat Portland on the road. Yeah, I was talking with somebody yesterday on that Twitter. Can't make it up. Playing their 3rd game in 4 days, back-to-back. Yeah, I'm with you, Professor. NBA is... We always talk about this, and I think, and Professor's been around for a couple of years, maybe some other guys as well. Everybody knows usually like by February, March, I'm ready to throw the towel in on the NBA and all their BS. And everybody knows I crush baseball, and I'm just waiting for baseball and usually get tired of the NBA. So we'll keep plugging along. We'll keep pushing along, but not quite today. Or we do have some days, but not quite. So, all right, let's go ahead and now turn our attention to the NHL. We've got some NHL player props we want to go ahead and bet. Let's see if we can't cash a couple of these tonight. Burns and Backlund there for the Hurricanes and Flames, respectively. Let's talk about Burns here for a second. He's a member of those Hurricanes where they take the 2nd most shots in the NHL, going up against the Blue Jackets, who allow the 2nd most shots allowed. So you love that matchup, 2nd versus 2nd. Burns averages 3.42 shots on goal, so just hit your average, Burns, and we'll get a good cash. And Burns has cashed in 3 straight and 4 of his last 5. So kind of a dream matchup, not like Connor McDavid, where it's just not the Ducks, but otherwise, again, with it being like 2nd against 2nd, yeah, certainly a dream matchup. And Backlund here kind of has the same thing. The Blues, they allow the 7th most shots in the NHL. The Flames take the 4th most shots in the NHL. Backlund averages 3.11 shots on goal per game. So again, just hit your average, man. That's all we're asking. And he's cashed in his last 5 straight. So we'll gladly roll with these 2 guys, both of them over 2.5 shots on goal at minus 144 and minus 130. Tweeted those out earlier. That's why, of course, I don't give you the book, but I did get those over at FanDuel if you're interested. Burns is still at minus 144. Backlund, I saw, is about minus 145. So a touch worse. So that's how that works right there. All right, let's go ahead and now move it over to the NBA. We do want to talk some NBA in terms of some over-unders. I had a guy hit me up yesterday because I didn't give out any NBA bets. He asked me if I was scared. That's just a crazy thought to think that I'm scared. I'm certainly not scared. I put together a parlay. We hit an over in that parlay. We hit an under in that parlay. We hit a money line in that parlay, and we hit a player prop in that parlay. So certainly not scared. Today's numbers are pretty much bang on, so no over-unders really to play. The one that maybe you could play is Cavs against the Blazers, but Damian Lillard is questionable, so that's why you're not getting real numbers on him. And then I'm certainly not going to do a money line or an over-under involving that game or a spread involved in that game without knowing the status of Damian Lillard. So can't even touch that one. But what we are going to touch, and I said on Twitter when I sent out a tweet, I've got a prop that'll either make you look like a genius or it's going to make you look like a clown. So we'll see what I look like come tomorrow. You guys drop a comment section if you're going to tail this one. Drop a comments on this if you're going to go ahead and tail this one. All right, here it is. It's SGA. It's not an official bet now because I've been monitoring the juice. I've been having my eye on this one for a few hours, and the juice indicates that the current line of under 28.5 points could become under 29.5 points. The best price right now at under 28.5 is minus 105. I'm willing to pay a little bit more juice if maybe people agree with me and people want to do jump on the under. And if minus 105 becomes, let's say, minus 115, I'm not waiting for the juice to get the assurance that people do agree with me. I'll wait out the time to see if maybe the juice is going the other way. The over is getting steamed up to where maybe 28.5 becomes 29.5. I'll gladly take, obviously, the extra point when I'm going to go ahead and take an under. So why do we like SGA to potentially going under? We are absolutely playing the numbers here on this one. The 76ers have the number one defense against the point guard position and field goal percentage allowed at shit, I didn't write it down. Oh, yeah, here it is at 39.6%. They're only allow 18.1 points to the point guard position. They allow 1.93 pointers, which is about average, but they allow 3.3 turnovers to the point guard position, which is top 10 in the NBA. In the last 14, those numbers have improved. They allow 15.6 points to the point guard and allow 38.4 field goal percentage to the point guard. SGA faced these 76ers on New Year's Eve. He got 14 points, and he shot 26.7% from the field. He went 1 for 2 from 3. And surprisingly, people love the over on SGA, but he's actually stayed under in 4 of his last 7 games. So this is a tough matchup. It was proved to be a tough matchup at home, New Year's Eve, where he only got 14 points. This is an official play, but not the number. Again, we're holding out for 29.5. If not, we'll gladly go ahead and tweet at some point today under 28.5. Bet it when you feel comfortable. If you feel like you want to go ahead and tail it, I'm going to go ahead. It is an official bet. We're taking SGA under his points. The other one here, Nick Claxton. This is the one, Adrian, where if you were referring to maybe what's the bet, because I tweeted out there's a hidden gem. Nick Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets, over 2.5 blocks and steals, has cashed in 15 straight games. It's cashed in 20 of 21 games. 20 of his last 21 games, this is cash. Only missed once in 21 games, and in that stretch, it cashed against today's opponent, the Boston Celtics. Now, it's juicy. There's a reason it's juicy, because it's cashed in 20 of 21 games, so it's going to have a lot of juice behind it. You got to parlay it with something. How about the Tampa Bay Lightning? They're in the NHL. They've got the advantage going up against the Canucks, whether it's goals scored, goals allowed, expected goals scored, expected goals allowed. You look it up each and every single way, the Lightning should have the advantage. So we'll parlay Claxton, hell of a hit rate, 20 of his last 21, 15 straight, over 2.5 blocks and steals. And we'll parlay that with the Tampa Bay Lightning money line at plus 123 over at DraftKings is what we'll do right there. I believe, let's look here before we jump back in the comment section. That could be all the bets for today. Do I have anything that I haven't lit up? No. So that is all the bets. Let's jump in the comment section and see what you guys got. I saw Mitrovic was playing for Fulham, but I like them at home to nick a goal. Just go look up the stats. They're super impressive. Obviously, Mitrovic certainly plays a part of that. I'll give you more than that statement. He certainly plays a part of that. But I can't ignore the stats. Can't ignore how Chelsea is full on slumping. Nottingham is scoring against Chelsea at home. Fulham's got significantly better numbers. So I hear you. Mitrovic is certainly a loss, but I can't ignore the numbers when I justified that yesterday on yesterday's Between the Posts. So I hear you. Let's hope Fulham can contribute, obviously. Yeah, they're going to get shots on target. I agree, Israel. I agree. NBA does look tough today. Yeah, just the numbers were bang on. And I would love to play an over. I would love to play an under. That's just the numbers were bang on. Hopefully the sports books aren't so accurate and we can get some discrepancies in tomorrow's. Yes, SGA's average is well above 28.5. Well aware. Well aware. But I'm gonna back the 76ers, and their great point guard defense. And again, he struggled mightily on New Year's Eve. Doesn't mean he'll struggle tonight, but I'm a numbers guy, so I bet in the numbers, even though, yes, he is averaging above 28.5. Yep, certainly is. LeBron James can get 38,000 points tonight. He's 35 points shy. His line is 31.5. Interesting. I hadn't heard that. What is that, the number to pass Kareem? I believe he's knocking on the door to pass Kareem, so that must be maybe what it is. He's certainly going to be motivated. You got Luka coming in the house. Interesting one right there. He's been hot. He's been going over a ton. If you look at his game log, he's been going really kind of. Toronto Raptors, I did not handicap that game. Everybody knows I don't like teams on the back end of a back-to-back. Another thing that I absolutely hate betting in the NBA that's burned me over the years is when a team plays the same opponent in the very next game. Hornets, Raptors was the game just last ago. I mean, hell, we lost Hornets +7, so I didn't even waste my time handicapping that game. Bucks, of course, are on the back end of a back-to-back, so didn't bother handicapping that game either. But good luck, Professor. Good luck, my man. Dorian Finney-Smith is out. That's their best defender by far, so like it. Chelsea win and both teams to score +350. I can't get behind backing Chelsea to win a game right now. They could turn up at any moment. I actually painted a picture yesterday on Between the Posts of how Chelsea could actually win today's game. They got a lot of success against Fulham and head-to-head, but I can't get behind them to win a game. They're going to turn up and win a game. This is a winnable game. This is a winnable game for Graham Potter. They need to go to Fulham and get the 3 points for sure. I can't quite back it, but love it, Adrian. At +350, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Maybe Chelsea does, but I'm just going for goals. I'm going for goals. That's what Chelsea's been doing. Is they've been scoring, they conceding. This is a dream matchup here with Fulham to continue scoring and conceding for both of these teams, to be quite frankly. So, all right, that's how we'll go ahead and bet it. All right, fellas, that's how we're doing it. Man, love those comments today. Hell yeah, guys. Way to bring the good stuff. Love it. We're cooking up a Bills parlay. Maybe I'll drop that on tomorrow's show. Good stuff there, Ryan. Good stuff. Love it. All right, fellas, we got some good bets. Again, SGA is an official bet per se. Just look for you on Twitter to see if we can hold out and get under 29.5 points, or see if we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger there on under 28.5. So, all right, fellas, enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy this afternoon Premier League action, and then settle on in for another night of sports betting. Have a good one, fellas.